Hello, 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 and good morning, everyone. Welcome to, what is this, February the 17th. We are here and excited for a new day. Um, I am glad to be alive, glad to have woken up on this morning, and thankful to be in the presence of community once a day. So I look forward to presenting and spending some time with you lovely individuals on Wake Up Everybody. I don't know, the song always gets me really excited and gets me going, so I'm ready for the song. And just welcoming everyone. Hello, everyone on Facebook. How are you doing? I feel like I was just telling the team that I've been on Zoom for the last 2 days. So I'm like, yes, it's like going back home, right? Like another day. But I'm really excited. So thank you. Welcome, welcome, Facebook. Hello, everyone. Who do we have in the room? Who we have joining us? Hello, Adam. Good morning. Hello, Professor Marilyn. Good morning. Good morning, Chantel. Good morning, Malika. How are you all? I hope y'all are blessed and highly faithful.
Wake up, everybody. It's time to get up. Wake up, everybody. It's time to get up. Stay woke, stay woke, stay woke. It's time to get up. Stay woke, stay woke, stay woke. It's time to get up. We're healing, we're dealing, we're growing. Together, releasing. We're teaching, we're moving. Together, we're learning, discerning. We're striving. Together, we're leading, connecting, transforming. Together.
Good morning. Good morning. There we go. There we go. I'm muted. Good morning, everyone. How are you doing? I hope everyone is blessed and highly favored. Like I said, I am excited to be up and at it this morning after being on Zoom for a little bit over 48 hours, almost back to back. The only thing I had was sleep in between. So I'm excited for today. We are going to be talking about some really good stuff, especially for those who are unsure about your brand and what building of your brand is all about. We're going to be talking about website builds, brands, landing pages, all of that, because the challenge I have found in being a marketer and working with different individuals is that when I ask them what's the difference between a website and a landing page, they are not really sure. So I'm going to start off here and I'm going to see how much information or how much you all know in this space. Can you share your thoughts on what the difference between a website and a landing page is?
I think I remember this from last time, so
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna take a stab at it so that I can speak
Let's
in more
go.
to everyone. Um, a um a mm, a website.
Mm-hmm.
A website is just like a general overview of what
the company is about, just general information about the company. And a landing page is it has specific information on what you are searching for. It has specific information to like a project, um, anything related to the company, but it's not as generalized. I hope I got that right. I really hope I did.
Yes. You've been listening. Yes, you did. And you can go to the next slide and we can talk more about that. But you definitely were highlighting the pieces on what goes into like a website. A website has your brand's foundation. So it talks about like it might hold the history of what you are doing. It might hold past events, content there. It helps with SEO visibility. And so SEO visibility is where you are making sure that you have certain trigger words that are available for your site to be searchable. So I have a question. Did anyone know that Google has trademarked the word search engine? Does anyone understand how important that is that Google has trademarked the word search engine?
Google is a search engine, right?
Google is a search engine, but they have trademarked the word search engine. So, which means any of these other platforms like Bing and Yahoo, they can't use search engine as their terminology for what they do. Only Google can do that. So, which means that Google is going to be the main platform that people go to. And primarily, when I am looking for something, I have never gone to Yahoo. Like, that's not the first thing that comes to my mind, not even Bing. But I'll go to Google. Like, Google is the first thing I'm like, oh, I'm looking for something. Let me go to Google. Even when people are talking in presentations, Google is mentioned at least 5 times per day from individuals, or thought about at least 5 times per day on minimum. So that is one of those tidbits just for your side. So when you think about that, right? When people are thinking about searching for something, they're going to go to Google and they're going to put in a particular word. And this is where SEO visibility comes into place because it is what keyword do you have that people are going to be searching for when they're looking for you so that your business comes up. So for me, it would probably be a couple. So one, it would be Juneteenth. Another one, it would be community events. Or community events, Brooklyn. So what are near me, any of those kind of things. So those are what would come up in SEO. So when people get these random messages in your inbox that are like, oh, your SEO visibility is extremely low, you're like on the 10th page and so on and so forth. Usually what that means is that there are no reoccurring keywords that go throughout all of your pages that help your website to stand out and that help you to go up in the SEO ranks. So you should have at least your keywords 10 times throughout your entire page. Ideally, if you can have it at least 4 to 5 times on each page of your domain, then that will be ideal and that will help to increase your ranks. So I have a question for you all. What, and it's not one of the questions that's up here, but what would you say is the best way to help to increase your SEO on your site? So I just shared that if you need to have at least a word, your keyword showing up at least 13 times throughout your website, what is a good way to be able to have that happen?
Can you use hashtags? Like, I'm thinking about it from a social media perspective. Can you use hashtags and stuff like that, or tagging? I don't know.
So it is very similar, but no. So it wouldn't be hashtags. Hashtags are primarily for social media purposes, so it would not come up the same.
So is it that you can put it in when you're developing your website, you can put it in that there's a portion of it that asks you for the SEO, like the words you want to type in. I know like at least on Kajabi and Wix, you can do that.
Hmm.
Is that one of the ways?
That is one of the ways.
Okay.
Any other ways? There are a couple of ways that people are not even aware of. What other ways can you help to put your keywords on your website to make sure that it shows up multiple times without just having it randomly placed on your page? No one? So I'm going to give you this key tidbit that a lot of people are not aware of. Your pictures. Everyone has pictures on their websites. Your pictures have titles that are labeled on it, and your titles for your pictures are also SEO visible. So when you are labeling your pictures, you should include your keywords in your pictures that will go on your site. And that will also help with increasing your SEO on your page. Another way is also doing blogs where you're talking about the content around it. So it is more natural. It is not just you saying, so for example, for my event planning business where I did balloons, it's not just me saying balloons 1,000 times on my page, but I'm talking about balloons for this. Balloons are biodegradable. Balloons are a help. So now, anytime someone puts balloons, or if my words are Brooklyn balloons, then that is what will come up because I am a physical business that needs to connect with people in the Brooklyn area. So that's where I wanted to come at that as far as my SEO is concerned. So that those are just some tidbits to kind of back end door to support your SEO and to increase your visibility. So websites, so I'll go back to a little bit more about the websites, right? And what your websites are used for. Excuse me. So your websites help for long-term positioning. Um, I could always tell if I go to a website and and it's kind of just been put up. It doesn't have much longevity to it. It doesn't tell a story. So you want your website to kind of tell a story about who you are and who you want to connect to. Who is your target market, right? It shows proof of legitimacy. It shows that you have been around, that you have been engaged. It shows who you're connected to. So most times businesses, especially nonprofits, will have who they work with, what partners or relationships they have connections to, because that helps to show legitimacy. If you're saying that you're working with Google and Visa and MasterCard and all of these big name brands, you know that they maintain a high standard. So if they are connected to you, you're going to assume that they also are that they believe that you are a high standard or of quality and want to and are connected to them. So if your business was a house, what rooms would it have? And I want to pose that to the community. If your business was a house, what rooms would it have? Anyone have a website that they are working on or redoing? Oh, we have more people. Hey, Chrissy. Hey, Florence. Hey, Sister Zariah. Hi, Jametta. Welcome, welcome. Hi, Latifa. Hi, Doreen. Hi, Gina. Oh, a couple people snuck in the room. I was talking. Hey. Hi, Muhanja. Go ahead, Malika. I see you. Latifa.
Um, the rooms I would have in my website would be the home tab,
Mhm.
about. Let's say, for example, if I have a cleaning service or just like a cleaning service, I would put a tab that has like a list of all the services I offer. And
Mhm.
then and then there would be a do people have a separate page for contact information? Like, yeah, a contact page either with all the contact information or a tab where people can just email or contact us directly from the website. and some images, a gallery. I don't know, but
Mm-hmm.
those are the things I would have.
Mm-hmm.
Those are the rooms I would have on the website.
Got it. Thank you. I want to ask one more person. Any other rooms that you would have? And thank you, Malika. Any other rooms that anyone would add to theirs? Sister Rice said the kitchen. Well, what is your version of the kitchen? Sister Soraya, you want to come off mute? What would be your version of the kitchen?
Good morning.
Good morning.
Um, maybe where I do my cooking, my preparing, um, the back, some of the background stuff, I guess. Maybe the cooking would be like maybe the pictures of what we do, like how we set up for stuff and how we organize before we go to an event.
Yes, you're dead on. That was one of the things I was gonna say. What are the ingredients? Like what is it that you do? A lot of times when we are doing a website, we are just putting out the face value. And thank you for Malika for sharing, like the home, the about, the services, the gallery, the contact. Like those are all great information. But what about the learning parts? What about the information that goes into what it is? So, um, Sister Soraya, what would you say is your business? What's your business for everyone?
Right. So my business is Watoto Entertainment, and we have children's entertainment for the spirit. We offer face painting, storytelling, magic shows, puppet shows, and such for birthday parties, community events, libraries, school events. That's what we offer. And that was the first part of your question, right? Was there a
That was
second
a
part?
no. So those are the things that you offer. So now, if you were telling the behind the scenes for what you do, because you also do cultural stuff, right? So I would also share a little bit about that. What kind of cultural stuff do you do?
So we have puppet shows that appeal to things like Women History Month, Black History Month, things like that. Juneteenth NYC. Woo, woo. Um, we do. We also offer historical characters like Harriet Tubman. Um, we do African style, traditional African face painting styles. So the niche is Afrocultural.
That's what I wanted you to get to. Thank you.
Hmm.
So if your niche is Afrocultural, right, you need to then teach people about what Afrocultural is. And having these are some of the services that you offer, but why are you offering those services as that niche? People should understand that. So there should be a space where you are explaining the history behind it, the why, the basically the four WH, the who, what, when, where, why, and how. Like, why are you doing this? Why is it important, not just to you, but why is it important that the community hire you for your services? And that's also another place where your SEO visibility will be high because if someone is looking for a African American entertainment or Black entertainment, like those are just some highlight words that I would probably be looking for, or in the tri-state area or something like that, so that it would come up when I'm looking for it. Those are some of the things that I would be searching for. Um, you also talked about so utilizing all of the words or putting like a preface before it, like tri-state African, or tribal face painting or something like that. So that again, it is something that comes up when you are positioning it. So that is what I consider to be like your kitchen. Like that's the meat and potatoes of what's happening. When you think
Mm.
of a house, where do people gather most? Right. And you want people to congregate either most times it's the kitchen because people love food, or the living room, right? So those are your two main rooms. So people are usually wanting to know who are you connected to, and then what's the information. So like what's the meat and potatoes? So that would be your kitchen and your living room spaces being your main parts of your page. So I hope that helps, Sister Zaraya, in just
Yes,
being
ma'am.
able to bring out what a little bit more about building your visibility on your pages.
Yes, madam. Thank you.
You are very welcome. Thank you for coming on and sharing. Um, who do we have? Do we have any comments in the chat before we go to the next slide?
All right, let's check the chat. Okay. Um, Prof. Meriden says Grand Rising Royal Family. Adam says blessings, Athenia. Um, Noel says good morning, everyone. A lot of good mornings. Florence says for someone who came on later, what is C? What is SEO? Why am I saying
Yeah.
C? SEO.
No
See,
worries.
you're seeing CE, okay, SE.
CEO.
Right. The SE threw you off.
So
Um,
SEO is search engine optimization. So what I was sharing earlier was that Google has mastered, or they have like the MasterCard, so to speak, for the word search engine. So while there are multiple different search engines like Bing or Yahoo, and now even AI has become its own search engine because you can connect to if you have it set up that way where it's connected to your to online, and it can search websites and do all of those things. However, Google has is changing the game because now they've added AI into theirs so that they're doing summaries of pages, they're doing so that you don't even have to read the whole thing. It's primarily just looking for those words. So it's actually heightened this level of engagement by being able to pick up again those words that you have on your page that people are looking for. All right. Any other questions or comments?
nope, that's all in the chat.
All right, then we're going to go to the next slide, please. So we're going to talk about website strengths and limitations. Oh, you got to go back one. So, question, if you can put in the chat, have you ever gone to a website and gotten lost? Like if you were looking for something specific and you got frustrated because you couldn't find it because it was just too much going on. Um, Latifa says yes. Only Latifah saw gone to a website and couldn't find something that they were looking for. I find that often. I'll go to someone's page. Yesterday, like I said, I was doing a virtual hair summit, and we had a lot of older folks that were on the call, and they, had like their grandchild or somebody who had put together like a website for them, and they were sharing their websites, and we were like, oh, and I'm just like, okay, let's talk offline. Because I was looking for information and they were talking and sharing their presentation. And then when I go to their website, it has nothing to do with like any of the information that they were sharing. Like it just didn't match up. And I was like, you have great wealth of information, but people would not know that by going to your website. So where would I go? Like how did I contact you? How do I engage? Like all of those things. Um, Latifa, I don't know if you're able to come on and share what do you remember what site it was that you visited that was in hopefully not someone who's on here, but that you went to and it was confusing for you?
Yes, peace and blessings. I don't remember what it was, but I'm looking at it. I said, what are you trying to do? Because
Mm,
it was like, I didn't understand. I went on there for one thing and they got all complicated and they just, and I can understand things, but whatever they were trying to do, it didn't get to me.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Yeah, thank you, Latifa. Yeah, and unfortunately, too many websites are like that, and even some large corporations have websites that are in that space as well. And that's where they are reaching out to contractors and having them to rebuild their page. How do I structure it and create a blueprint so that people can easily find the information that is needed? So even having a blueprint of your website before you even start to build it out, what do you want it to say? How do you want things to connect to each other? Do you want it to kind of be disjointed? Do you want it to be like a bunch of outhouse? And I like to use references as homes, right? Because I feel like that is what we are most familiar with. We're in our homes on a regular basis. So we know like there's the kitchen, the living room, and the bathroom and the bedrooms at the very least. So what do do you want to have all of those parts of your homes like it was back in the days when the outhouse was a couple of feet away and you had to go outside to get to the outhouse? Or do you want it all in one space where people, it makes sense, like there are connections and pathways directly to each other? And this accent, how many clicks does it take to book you? Malika has shared, like, how do I connect with you? Your contact information? Do you have it easily identified at the top of your page? Or I'm going to websites and I'm like scrolling all the way down to the bottom because I know that's usually where people have their contact stuff. And I'm looking for the small words like contact us or email or phone number or something to reach an organization, especially those companies that call you and you have these reoccurring bills and you're trying to cancel them and you're trying to look for their contact information. That's one of those pages. So what are the strengths for a website? Strengths are definitely about credibility, like we shared. It's about building depth, so that when people go to your page, that there is a understanding of what it is that you do and how you relate to the community or whatever the work is that you're working on. Discoverability, maybe there are aha moments. I like to say, I'm an event planner. So whenever I do an event, I'm like, what are your focal points? Like, what are the things that people are going to walk in and be like, ooh, this is nice. Like there should always be a ooh moment at your event. And I always say the same for your page. There should be a ooh, like this is real good content. Like I gotta pin this. I gotta come back to it so that I can remember what it is that what information I need to come back to. There are also limitations with websites, right? Right. Have you ever gone to a restaurant or gone to like a diner and they got like a 10-page menu and you like, oh, that's good. Oh, that's good. Oh, I like that. Oh, oh. And then you sitting there for like 20 minutes trying to figure out what to eat because there's too many choices. There's too much on the page. So sometimes it can be distracting. It makes it difficult for you to make a choice because you have too many options. It also doesn't have a call of what I call a CTA, a call to action. Usually it is purely about information. So we're going to do some scenarios in a little while so that I can see if you guys understand the difference between the two. So next we're going to go on to next slide, please, talking about what a landing page is and why a landing page is important. So a landing page is, and Malika was great on explaining that earlier on, the difference between a landing page and a website. A landing page is focused. It's directed to a particular item, something that has to do with your audience. You want to direct their gaze. So for example, if you were a restaurant, and for lack of better reference, I'm just gonna say McDonald's, and we want people to come to your place. Actually, let's do Burger King because that's what they say, burger your way. Like that's the focus of their business, right? So when you go in, they have other things. That's not all they sell, but burgers is what they highlight as their mainstay. So people who love burgers are going to at least go in and try a burger from them. And then once they go in, they're gonna be like, hey, would you like French fries? Would you like, I don't know, additional side or, whatever the case may be. The same thing with Kentucky Fried Chicken, right? They're selling chicken, like that's their focus. So they're getting you in the door based on one particular thing, but that's not all they sell. And a lot of people feel like, oh, landing pages are too limiting. And it's like, no, you want it to be limiting. You want it to be focused towards one thing because then you can take, like we talked about last week, it helps you to also identify who your target market is for that particular landing page or that particular campaign. So landing page is campaign focused. It's focused on one particular idea, one particular goal, something that you're looking for people to end off with. It has offer specifics. So it's going to give you, if we're talking about burgers, it's going to give you all the details about burgers, like how many calories are, if their focus is on health, right? How many calories it is focused on, what goes into it. It's going to be pictures to make you feel enticed and what you're going to get, what's included in the burger. Like, is it just buns? How is the bun? Like, they want to make you feel like you are invested in what you are about to have. And any questions you might have, like, okay, do you toast it? Do you put mayonnaise on it? Like, what are the things that goes into making this perfect burger that you're trying to sell me? It's built for conversion. The whole point is at the end that you want people to make a decision. Is this for me or is this not for me? So yes or no. That's the end. That is all your sole purpose of a landing page. Is this for me or is this not for me? A yes or a no after they've gone through that page. It should be time sensitive. It should have a level of urgency. And I remember working with a customer before, and they were like, I hate when I see people have, limited time or what did she say? Like, what did she say was her exact words? Limited time, or if it's like, oh, things are going fast, and she's like, and I haven't sold anything. Why am I saying things are going fast and I haven't sold anything? And I was like, I'm a psychology major, and not for nothing. There's this whole thing with FOMO, that fear of missing out. That's real. Like people really have this, like, oh my gosh, like, oh, like, are other people going? Like, are the tickets, if I wait till tomorrow, are the tickets going to be sold out and then I miss out on this? Like, this sounds really good. Like, I don't want to miss it. Like, that is the whole point of you having a landing page, creating the and heightening what you are selling so that people get that, like, oh my gosh, this sounds too good for me to miss out on. So I need to jump on it now. Or what I like to do when I'm doing marketing, especially for events, is we'll have it tiered. So not so much it'll be the fear of missing out on a lower price. So I'll start off, for example, with a lower price for an event. So like I said, we just did an event this past weekend. It was a virtual hair show. And we started off with tickets being 19.99. And we were like, after a certain point, the tickets are going to go up. So either you would say after a certain amount of days, the tickets will go up, or I would say after we have our first 100 tickets purchased, the tickets are going to go up, or 50 tickets, whatever. You make the benchmark depending on what, the event is. If you have a smaller space, you might say after the first 5 tickets, the tickets are going up to $29. And then the next 5 tickets, it goes up to $39. And so as people start to see these tickets moving, they're like, oh, you know what? Let me get on it because I'm not trying to be paying $99 when I could have paid $19.99 for something. So you can create levels of urgency with things based on things like that. So it doesn't always have to be something where you feel like you're bamboozling people and making them feel like, oh, is this really what's going on kind of situation. So a landing page has one goal, one audience, one action, no distractions. I'm going to pause there. Any questions, comments, or thoughts?
Yes, we've got some activity in the chat. So Ariana says, yes, I struggled with sites and before Google AI, I felt like I had to learn how to search better. Like I wasn't using the correct words to find what I wanted. That is true. I kind of experienced the same thing. Florence says, I'm finding a way to cancel your subscription is one of the most frustrating experiences on many websites. Florence says she had the experience just Sunday where choosing a meal on a menu and I required assistance from the manager
Oh, Lord.
instead of the waiter or server. Kaisha also has a hand up.
It had. Go ahead,
Yeah.
Kaisha.
Yes. Good morning. Yes, I was going to agree with you about the increased ticket sales. That method is for people like me, procrastinators. I have paid more money when the ticket sales have gone up because I was sitting on the sale price. so or I'm waiting for a friend to get back to me, or and I had a friend who got upset with me because I didn't let her know before the ticket sale. She was like, "This was $40 last week, and now it's 50." So that
Absolutely.
that tactic is for people like me.
Absolutely. And it's not just you, Kaisha. Like there are so many people that go in this space and it's like, oh, I'm gonna do it later. And it's like we all have this in our mind that I'm gonna do it later. And especially if there's no penalty to do it later, then you're gonna put it off, right? But then when it comes up again and you see it and it went up, you're like, oh no, I gotta buy it now because I'm not trying to have it go up again. So it forces your brain into a space of making a decision, that yes or no, right? Which is what the landing page is for, making the yes or no decision about what you plan to do. So thank you, Kaisha, for bringing that up. And yes, Florence, that's a little intense that you need to get the manager to help you with the meal choice. So thank you all for sharing. And yes, Ariana, you're just talking about the Google searches. It has become a lot more refined, but now with AI also expansive. So now you can put in a full terminology and it will read it and it will help you to connect to your best choices instead of before when it was like, you know, one word kind of responses. And just to kind of share how advanced um, technology and especially AI has gotten. I've been applying for a number of different contracts for agencies, for companies, and I had my first AI interview. Like it was a robot that was asking me questions and responding to me. And it was very weird because it picked up on keywords or things that I had said in my response. And it was like, that's very interesting. Like, I'm glad that you brought that up. We're actually looking for someone who has this kind of skill set. And I was just like, oh my gosh, like I'm having a whole interview right now with a robot. And then I guess that the second phase was actually meeting with the individual if you had said certain keywords in your interview with the robot. So it was, it is really happening everywhere. And it's also helping us. A lot of people are like, oh, this AI is going to make us less intelligent. And I'm like, it's actually forcing us to be more explanatory so that we can exactly say what we want or what we're looking for to get the narrowed results instead of just getting this big kind of generic version of things. All right. Any questions, comments, or thoughts before we go on to the next slide?
Mama Latifa has a hand up.
Hello, come on, Tifa. Hello, you there?
Yes, I don't know if anyone else has their hand up because I couldn't make out what was said. But
Yes.
when you, I just thought of something funny. When you said AI makes you realize that about how it makes you, it shows you how stupid you are. No, let me take that away. But that just came to me. Now, back in the day, I had a thank you, Ariana. You think it's funny. Back in the day, I used to belong to a club. And it was, of course, way before AI, was Ladies
Mm,
of Various Endeavors. So we had love on our flyers, really huge and bold. It was just when we used to type, or we take it to the printer. And number one, they knew who we were. And those who
mhm.
didn't know who we were, those who knew spread the word. We got to make it to Love's event because it's slamming. And then when we had a live band, oh man. So you've got to capture, just like you said, sis, what it is that people are looking for. Um,
Absolutely.
you don't want to make it complicated and you want to leave something in their minds.
Yes.
Leave
Leave an
something in
impression.
their mind. Make that imprint that I got to get this. I got to
Absolutely.
get it and I got to get it now, like you said. And not so much because the price is going up, but because you feel something when you look at that website, whether you had heard it or not, you're feeling something. So when you show those illustrations, if you got to go to the bathroom and you see a toilet, yeah, I got to get to the bathroom fast, whether it's
Mhm.
inside or it's an out, the old
The
houses,
outhouses. Mhm.
but something that grabs you. And that's the way I feel because I don't know all about AI. I like real people. I like real intelligence. So give me RI, keep your AI, but let me know what it is. And don't put me in a place of feeling that I'm dumb, in
Mm.
whatever area. So yeah. Oh, I know what it was with that website. I ordered something. And at the end, it came up with another product. I had to call the office and say, look, I'm not ordering that. I didn't put a, why is it that they're telling me about some other thing? Oh man, we're so sorry that that happened. Yeah, it should not have happened. And that what came up say I could buy two for the price of one. I already ordered what I wanted. Don't show me
Mhm.
another product. So I asked the lady when I called the company, do you have my order for such and such? And do you have the right amount? Don't be charging me something else. So that is very frustrating, and that has happened in the past. So that I don't really use what it is that you're using here. The website's too much, but I do use it sometimes.
Okay. Okay. Well, thank you. Thank you for sharing. I'm a Latifa. Tell him why you mad. That's what, as you was talking, I was like, tell him why you mad. Tell him I'm not gonna take this. He's like, yes. I have been there as well, going to websites that and not so much the website, and those are more the shopping cart spaces and having technical difficulties in those spaces. So I totally agree. But the world is moving so much in this direction that we can't, like, it's almost impossible to get away from it, right? We are in the space where we need, you go to stores now and they don't even accept cash. Like, I'm sorry, we only accept credit card or tap pay. And I'm like, oh my gosh, like, the one time that I actually had physical money in my hand and you don't accept it. Like, so everything is kind of moving into this space of automation. It's moving into the space of because it also helps with creating more understanding, right? Less opportunity for people to steal if you have money. I remember when I first got started in event planning, I worked at a club and I was managing a club. And at the end of the day, like the numbers just wasn't mathing. And I'm like, okay, we had 500 customers in here. We sold like 20 bottles, but we only made like $5,000. Like this math not mathing right. That don't make sense. From the door pricing to the bottles to the food, like we should have definitely walked away closer to $50,000. So, being able to identify where holes are with using technology it's definitely been a big, big help and big support because now you can see it's auto categorizing. And while we say, unfortunately, a lot of jobs are being taken by AI, a lot of jobs are also being created by AI as well. So being able to interpret the information, being able to take the information and regurgitate it in a way that makes sense anyone can go on AI and ask it questions, but are you asking it the right questions so that it's giving you the information that you need? So, if we can go to the next slide and we'll talk about some landing page strengths and limitations, and then we'll go into a couple of scenarios. So some strengths for landing pages, that helps you to focus on one particular thing, something that you're trying to sell. If I'm trying to sell sneakers, I'm going to give you all of the attributes of the sneakers, the shoelaces, the rubber came, where it came from, how long it took us to create it, why these shoes are better than the next shoe, like all of that. Higher conversions, you because there is a direct, it's focused on one thing, our brains only have to make one decision, yes or no. It's not, do I choose between yellow, blue, red, and green? No, it is, do you want yellow? Yes or no. And that's it. If you don't want yellow, then fine. You go on to something else. If you want yellow, then great. You're my customer. I want to have a further conversation with you. Clear call to actions. It's telling you what you want the person to do. Um, and then usually, and this is where landing pages will go into what's called a funnel. And we'll talk about funnels later, well, next session. But funnels is really what you want to have your landing page go into, because this is, it's almost like when you're at McDonald's, and I used to work for McDonald's. I had a lot of jobs growing up. So when I used to work for McDonald's, and I was at the cash register, and it was like, okay, can I get a number one? Which, at the time was a Big Mac. I don't know what it is now, but get a number one. It was a Big Mac. And the next thing that I always said afterwards was, do you want to supersize it? And like, that's an upsell, right? It was 30 cents to supersize the meal to get a little bit of a larger drink and a little bit of a larger fries. But the burger was the same. But that 30 cents times however many customers, transactions that came into the space, like made a big difference. And it was a difference of like maybe 10 to 15 fries and maybe about an ounce more of juice, or actually more water, right? But that was a way to be able to make more money. So even thinking about that for your business, what does that look like? Like how, what are some things that you can take and upsell? What are a complement to what you're already giving that doesn't give them, again, you're focusing them and you're taking them through a series. So you're asking them, do you want this? Yes or no? And if it's no, then okay, you go into one space. If it's yes, then you continue on. Now, for example, if I bought sneakers, right? So if I'm saying, if I'm doing, do you want to buy these sneakers? Yes or no? So no, you move on. If it's yes, you go on to the next. Do you want to buy shoelaces? Yes or no, right? So yes, I want to buy shoelaces. Okay, now we have blue or red. Which one do you want? Blue. Okay, then we'll continue to keep going. So these are, what we consider a funnel. So it has a clear call to action with a landing page. So it's taking you through a process that you want them to go to. The limitations, it's not built for exploration. So it's not built for you to be able to like learn the history of the organization, learn about you as the individual who created it. Like that's what the conversation is going to be for. It's not brand heavy, so it's not going to be a lot of the branding information. It's going to be clear cut, focused on what it is that you're looking for the customer to kind of get and to move on. Not long-term positioning. It's typically not something that is going to be used for a long period of time unless you are doing what's called evergreen material, which allows you to use the content over and over again and to have multiple different conversations that direct to that same conversation. Any questions or comments before I go on? Malika, you here?
I have a
Yeah.
question.
Oh, go ahead.
Do you mind, I'm sorry, expanding on the did you say ever since or evergreen?
Evergreen.
Evergreen. Can you give another example?
Of evergreen content. Let's see. So evergreen content for me would be, so I could have a landing page where I've created that's just focusing on my goal is to get people to purchase my services to redo their website, right? But I might go out and do workshops. So I might do one workshop that's just focused on landing pages. And I might go and do a workshop that's focused on websites. I might go and do one that's focused on funnels. Those are all different topics, but I'm directing them. Basically, my slant is going to be encouraging them to go to the page. So my focus would be like, hey, well, you need to have a website, right? And at the end, so you can have a landing page, you can have these funnels, but your starting page is your website. And so if you go and work with me, and I'll work with you to build out your website, and then we could talk about building out the external parts of it. So my landing page that's talking about websites, that for me would be my evergreen content, because I know what's on that page, and I know that whatever conversations that I'm having, whatever speaking engagements, whatever content I might be posting on my social media or anywhere else, is going to be directing people to the page, to my website content page, right? So that would be one. The other part to it is that it stays the same. Like I'm not going in there and every time I have a conversation, I'm going and changing it to meet the conversations that I'm having. So evergreen really just means that it is, regardless of the scenarios or the situations and how you're directing people, that it will remain the same. And for years to come initially. But we know technology is constantly changing. So that information is always changing. But when you're doing workshops and trainings and stuff like that, I usually will have, I'm giving the content, I'm giving the information that's changing, and on my website is just the stagnant information that typically won't change. So I hope that helps to frame what that looks like.
And we've got some
Yeah.
activity in the
Thank you.
Okay, awesome. Go ahead, Malika.
Florence says, it's sad that we have to rely on automation systems for honesty instead of humans. Mama Latifa says, take my money or I'm leaving. As she says, I agree, says Florence. At our events, dance recitals, when customers paid at the door, we never, we were never short. We had people we trusted. Also, having a judo expert that was well known in Harlem and a bouncer at the door.
Yes, sad that we have to rely on automation just for honesty instead of humans. Yeah, but it is true. But I mean, we have to think too, like life is life in for people. And unfortunately, where integrity may be the key cornerstone for most people, it is not the key cornerstone for everyone. And situations change that make people make different decisions, right? If you were working at a job and you had a couple of $1,000s in your pocket and you know that you had to pay rent and you were about to be put out, are you going to be integral and just give all the money, or are you going to take a couple of dollars to help to go towards your rent so you don't get put out? Like people's put situations a lot of times, unfortunately, create scenarios that they have to make non-integral decisions. And that's where bias comes in, and that's where technology doesn't have that, right? There's usually a cut and dry, like the technology has no use for the money. So there's little leeway in spaces that operation like that. And even to your point, Latifa, I mean, I've seen stings that go awry, like where their whole operations of people who, I mean, what's that movie with the, oh my gosh, I can't think of it. But like where the whole operation is where they go in and they to like steal money. Like everybody is in on it. Like they infiltrate being a bouncer, and they infiltrate being like the accountant, and all of these different, what is it? Ocean's 11. Thank you. As Ocean's 11, right? Where they had, everybody had their different roles, and they came in as a collaborative team to infiltrate so that they could steal these millions of dollars of money. So there are situations that happen like that as well, especially where people feel like there is integrity issues. So there, this again, it helps. It is not the end all be all, but it is definitely a way, and especially when you're starting to go into spaces where you're hitting higher levels of money that you're managing. Um, Being able to have stop gaps so that you can identify where there's drain is going to be very helpful. Um, any other questions? If not, okay, let's go on. So we're going to do a scenario, our first scenario. I'm going to hear some of your voices in the space. If you go to the next slide, please. So scenario. Oh, okay. Go ahead before we go on. Who has the hand raised?
Florence.
Hi, Florence. Go ahead. Hold on. Let me see if I can see my screen. Florence, you're on mute if you're talking.
Sorry.
Sorry, is that call for me? Florence,
Oh yeah.
we can hear you. Okay.
Me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Oh, okay, good. Oh, that's the only comment I was saying. I am aware of the of the need for the automation and the bouncer and all of this. I just feel it's just plain sad. That's all. It makes a real sad state of affairs about humans. I don't care what I mean.
Absolutely.
Not that I don't care. It's just that when we make, like there's always a reason to be dishonest, but then I feel like you can find a lot of reasons to be honest.
Absolutely.
So that's
Absolutely.
all I'm saying. That it's just sad. That's the sad state of affairs. That's all I'm.
It is. It definitely is. And when Adam and Eve did what they did, that's I always curse Eve. I'm like, Eve, darn you. Every month I curse Eve. But
Yeah,
yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
that's all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
No worries. Thank you for sharing, Florence. All right. So we're gonna go into scenario. Sorry. Somebody just say something. Who was that?
Morning.
Good morning. Good morning. I heard someone just come off mute. Who's that?
That was
Lauren's
my
still going, but yeah, Sweetness has her hand up.
Okay. Hey, sweetness.
Grand Rising, beloved.
Grand Rising. How you doing?
I'm doing it by the grace of God. So I don't know much about what you guys are talking about. However, you hit a chord.
Okay.
What are we cursing Eve about?
Our monthly cycles.
Eve did that.
Yes, ma'am.
Stop playing. You're playing. So you play. All right, I talk to you. Are you in Georgia?
Yes, I'm in Georgia.
I'm gonna get with you. All right, I'll get with you later about that. Y'all
Okay.
have a wonderful day on
That's
purpose.
why I said you shouldn't curse Eve. You should bless her.
Yeah, say it.
Oh,
You say
Athena,
it.
you in
They're
trouble
gonna
with the
listen to
elders.
you better.
You look, you're right. You're right.
Great morning. This is Andrea Fisher. Great morning, everyone. I was saying, you don't curse her or just bless her. It's a blessing.
You're right. You're right. Because if it wasn't for that, we wouldn't be able to well, I don't know. It would have been different. Our procreation would have looked a little different.
All right. Thank you. As long as you got that.
I did. Thank you, Andre. I receive it. I received the rebuking, y'all. I receive it. Thank you for sharing. All right. So exercise one. You are launching a 6-week coaching program. Should you send people to your website or landing page? And we'll start there. So if you are launching a 6-week coaching program, should you send people to a website or landing page? Who wants to answer? Who thinks they know the answer? Landing page. Ariana, tell us why.
Because it's a centered focus on a, for air quotes, campaign, which is the 6-week program. And that way, all the information and then the call to action for them to sign up, it should all be right there.
Come on now. So what would be the goal?
For them to sign up for the program.
Absolutely. Thank you. All right, next slide. Thanks, Ariana, for jumping in. Let's see if we get someone on for the next one. And it's 8 o'clock also. So if some of you have to go, I do hope that you try to stay on because we are just getting good. That's the fun part. But I hope you got some good content and you come back next week. I'll be doing my last session. It's a last item for the next set. But thank you, thank you, thank you. All right. Next one, scenario two. All right, you are speaking at an event and someone Googles you. What do they need to see? A landing page or a website?
I think a website.
Why?
Mm, wait, I changed my mind. I think a landing page. A landing page that goes straight to your bio. And then once they're finished on the landing page, they can explore the rest of your website and figure out what other work you do. But I think a landing page straight to your bio and what you do. Yeah, I think a landing page.
Okay, does anyone want to challenge that?
I do.
Go ahead, Ariana.
Okay, my thoughts are if it's I needed to bring them to my home at that point. So it would be my website, and the homepage should be enough like infographic information to where it gives them like the doorway, I guess.
Come on, Ariana. Come on, use them home terms. Come on, lady. Absolutely. So it would be a website if you're speaking at an event and someone Googles you. So remember, also, we were talking about with website that that's where your SEO is, your search engine optimization. So if they're going to Google, what is more than likely going to show up is going to be your website, not your landing page. Because you have keywords and key terms on there, you have history, you have longevity, you have your pictures are labeled, like you have certain things. So that's what's going to show up. A landing page, 9 times out of 10, will not show up in SEO. Those are going to be places where people are just connecting with you because you either emailed them, they got a QR code, so it's a direct connection. So that's also one of those. This was a good one. So thank you both for sharing. I love it. All right, scenario three. All right, now you are running paid ads. Where should paid traffic go and why? If you're running paid ads, if you are on social media, Facebook, Instagram, and you put out $100 on a particular ad, where should they go? To a website or to a landing page?
Landing page.
Landing page. Anybody else have a different thought? Everybody else in agreement? I see Shan also put landing page. A landing page is correct. When you're doing an ad, you want people to go, you're spending a lot of money. The goal for an ad is to get people to make a yes or no decision. So is this for me? If it is, yes, then they continue. If it is not, no, then they move on. So you want you're going to spend money so that people can make a yes or no decision, not give them the full menu of things that they have to try to answer. What happens if you send ads to your homepage? Anyone want to answer? Sorry, I was saying bye to my hubby. Anyone want to answer? What happens if you send ads to your homepage?
I guess people will get distracted because they're not getting what they clicked on. It'll send them somewhere completely different. So they probably get annoyed.
Absolutely. They'll go to your page and they'll probably, let's say you had a whole conversation talking about websites, and then they go to your page and they see stuff about funnels, and they're like, what's a funnel? We ain't talk about funnels. Well, let me see what the funnel is. And they go in this whole rabbit hole. I'm like, this is not what I was looking for. Where's the stuff about the websites? I don't see anything about that. And then they start to get frustrated, and guess what? They close it. Or it's one of those tabs that stays open, and they're like, oh, I'm gonna get to it, I'm gonna get to it, I'm gonna get to it, and they never get to it. How many people have multiple tabs open that they're like, I'm gonna get to it, and then they never get to it, and then their computer shuts down and reboots, and then you're like, oh, I guess it wasn't that important. Anybody else? I'm the only one. I'm the only one. No, they're gonna let me. They're gonna leave me hanging. Okay, guilty. No. All right. Cool. All right, let's go to the next slide, please. So, what are some big mistakes? Most businesses use one for everything. Sending campaign traffic to a home page. That's a big mistake. We just talked about why, right? We sending people, we're doing a campaign and we're sending them to our website, and on the website has so it's a menu, right? It's a diner size menu. It has 15 pages, and people are like, I don't know. I like it all. Like, I don't know which one. And if you're having conversations with customers and they are at the space where they're like, and they're saying, I don't know, it's a lot, then you have shared too much. You want to have conversations with customers, identify what exactly it is their pain point, and you want to talk to the start of the pain point and then work them through a process. So using a landing page as a full website. I've also seen that. I actually just got a customer last week. She's an influencer, and she told me that someone did her website. And I was like, oh, send me the website. And I looked at it, I was like, child, this is a landing page, but it has a whole lot of information on it. Like, why? Like, why is all this information on here? She's like, this is not a website. And I'm like, no, it's literally one page, and it was just kept going on and on and on and on. And I'm like, this is nobody wants to just continue to keep going on to one long page. Like, I would get frustrated after the first two scrolls, and I'd be like, oh, there's more. Okay, yeah. What exactly do you do? Just tell me. So that is something that you want to avoid. Relying only on social media. And this is what we talked about, and this is where we talked about the last couple of weeks about you owning your business and owning your content. And I think I saw Shan had put a landing pages to help you to get leads. Absolutely. It is a gate opener for you. It is an opportunity for you to have people in your pipeline that are yeses. That means that they are interested in what you are selling already. They've already come to your door, they've knocked on your door, and you've opened it, and they're in your foyer. So now you're just trying to figure out which room inside your house you want them to go into, instead of them just walking around on the street outside and you're like, hey, come over here, stop over here. No, they're already at your front. They're inside your house already. They're standing in the foyer and they're waiting for you to tell them where to go next. On social media, it is them standing in the middle of the street and there's a bunch of houses on the block and they don't know which house to go to. And that's what social media is. And you got a bunch of people standing outside yelling on these stoop, like, hey, guess what I got over here? Stop over here. That's not what you want. It's great because you can walk by and certain things are gonna entice people, maybe certain words or triggers that people might say, or the way the house looks on the outside. Oh, this is pretty, it looks really big and looks really nice. It has this well manicured. Or this one looks a little grungy. I don't know if I want to go into that one. Like, that's what social media is. Social media is that what's the front of your house? Like, what does that look like? And the ads are you having multiple people. Do you have one person at your door with a sign, or do you have 10 people at the door with a sign like, hey, I think this is for you. Like, this is for your business. Like, this resembles what you might enjoy. So those are some of the big things. Um, so the question is always, what mistakes do you think you're making currently with your business or in what you're working on in your projects? And projects too are also, I always say, projects are a business. Projects are a business. If you're doing a project, an event, a major event that you do every year, That's what my Juneteenth event was. For 10 years, my Juneteenth event was just a project. And then it became its own national organization. So, businesses can start off as a project. Any questions, comments, or thoughts before we go on? No?
One mistake, one mistake I would say
Yeah,
that I'm making is
yeah,
not knowing how all of this works. So I need the
mm,
knowledge.
absolutely. And it can be a lot. I will definitely say that it definitely can be a lot. And I always share having a mentor, having a coach are the best ways to help you navigate through the process, right? Um, I have a mentor and I have a coach, and I am the one that also teaches a lot. So just because you think you know, there's always someone who knows more and who knows other tricks of the trades on how to do things. There's more way. They say there's more than one way to skin a cat. I don't really like that reference. I say it's more than one way to cook a turkey, right? Everybody cook a turkey a little different. Some people want to deep fry it. Some people put it in the oven. Some people now air fry it. Some people baste it. Like, there's so many different ways to be able, and some work for others. Some work for some, and some work for others. So identifying what's going to work for you. So it's always kind of a dance to find the right person who is going to work for you. So we can go to the next slide, please. So decision framework, when to use a website and when to use a landing page. Using a website is best for building long-term credibility. You want to build infrastructure. You want to tell a story over time of your business. It is something that you should have continual pages that shares information. When I have customers who have annual events, people are like, oh, okay, that event is over. I'm gonna take it down. And I'm like, why? Like that content is very relevant. Someone I keep mine up like for my Black Kings event that we do every year. It's a gala. And my most visited pages on my site are my gala. For my previous people who we've honored and the people for my board. Like those are the two pages that people go to the most because they want to see who's representing the company and what they do. And then they also want to see the type of individuals that we honor. So basically, they want to know about my connections, right? They want to know who, as an organization, are we connected to? And that's why. But if I took down who our previous people were in the last year or two, then we would miss out on the opportunity to have people coming and saying, "Oh, the the um the what do you call it? The executive director over at BSC Global at the Brooklyn Nets in the New York Liberty Stadium. Oh, I want to get to know you. I've been trying to do some events there, blah blah blah. But yeah, I have their contact information, so they're gonna. If that was removed, they would never know that was someone unless they attended the event. And the gala is an intimate event. We have 150, 200 people that attend. So if just those 200 people know, then what happens? You lose out on that infrastructure. So building long-term credibility, being able to have information about your business or the work that you're doing on there for the long haul, and having it tell a story. You want exploration. This is a space where people want to learn about who your business is, what your business does, and what it can do for them. At the end of the day, it is about what can your business do for the person who is on the page. Is it helping them to connect with other people? Is it helping them to purchase a particular product? What is it doing for them? And you want SEO traffic. Again, we talked about having trigger words on your page that helps you to grow your SEO so that you go from some of those back pages like page 10 and so on to page one, where people typically don't go past. They say the average person doesn't go past page two on a search engine. So just thinking about how do you move your name up. Use a landing page when you're launching something. So we talked about a 6-week program. You're focusing on a particular campaign or an event. That's where you will have a landing page promoting something specific, like I said, like an event, a book launch, any of those things. If you want to run an ad, like this is where you would use a landing page, not a website, because people will get lost if you are sending them to the website. And then, last but certainly not least, the most important for me is always collecting leads, like getting people off the engine that is like social media and getting them into your own ecosystem, getting them into a space where you have direct connection to them. You can send them an email, a text message, or call them and say, hey, this is what I'm doing. I would love for you to be a part of it. So being able to get that information is very, like, that's worth its weight in gold. Next slide, please. Clarity reduces confusion. Confusion reduces conversion. So if you are not clear on what you are trying to have people to understand, then they get confused. And we talked about that, right? So if they are clear on their options, and it's again just a yes or no, or like again, we're just giving them an option to do yes or no, then they're more likely it becomes a 50-50% that they're going to go with you, right? Because their only options are yes, I do want to go with you, or no, I don't. So 50% of people are going to say yes, and 50% of people are going to say no. So my offer is a 30-minute clarity session where we map your current setup and determine what should live on your website, what needs its own landing page, and what might not need to exist at all. Because sometimes we have information on the page, and I'm always going to ask, what's your intention behind this? Everything should have an intent to be able to turn over individuals. So if you're unsure what you need, that's normal. Most people aren't missing marketing, they're missing the structure behind it. And I think that I am complete. Next slide, please, is my close. So thank you very much, everyone. I hope you got some really good information from today's session, and that you have a clear understanding between the difference of a website and a landing page. Any questions? If not, I'll pass it to you, Maria. Malika, you there?
I am right here. I am right here. Oh, so I just want to say, I got the landing page and website thing right. So I'm gonna get myself some ice cream to celebrate. Thank you. Thank you, Athenia, for teaching us all these wonderful things. I'm definitely going to be using all of this information that you shared today.
Absolutely.
Um, please make use of the special offer. I'm pretty sure that there's some business owners in the space who just want to know more how to improve their business, how to figure out how to get to reach more people. And we're reaching the end today. I don't want to start the love shower, and I know I always started a bit early, so I'm going to chill. But thank you, Athenia, for sharing this today. Please be sure to reach out to Athenia for a complimentary 30-minute clarity and ownership session, just so you can get more information. And please come next to Tuesday, as well. She'll be closing out her series. All right. All right. How can people reach you, Athenia?
So the best way to reach me is absolutely, I would say to text or send me an email. I'm very transparent in my emails. I will get back to you within 48 hours, unless it is urgent. If it is urgent, please text me. But calling, I'm usually in a meeting, I'm doing workshops, so texting is the best, and I will get back to you. Or at the very least, go to my website, theatheniarodney.com, and just book time on my calendar because I abide by my calendar 100%.
All right. If you want to show Athenia some love, please use this code and use the code 1568AR. So she show Athenia some appreciation for all the information that she's given us today. All right. All right. Since we're talking about offerings, let's talk about our monthly automated love offerings. So all of us come into the space to learn more, to connect, to grow, and we leave here learning a lot more than we came in. I know I learned about landing pages, and I was excited about that, and I learned a lot about other things today, and I'm sure you did as well. So if you want to keep learning more, and coming to the space should just feel a lot better, I suggest, and I'm hoping that you would give a monthly love offering. Our monthly love offering start from $25 a month, $50 a month, $75 a month, and $100 a month. You set it once and you completely forget about it. You can just click on the link in the bio, and it just helps us keep the space going and growing. All
Yeah, and
right.
moving forward, also we're gonna have the option where you can put an amount that you want to set for the love offerings on a daily basis or a monthly subscription. So look out for that later this week.
Thank you, Shan.
You're
All
welcome.
right, and join us on Wednesday, 18 February, with Miss Asia with the Wellness February's New Moon Groove. I'm excited to see what that's about. And join us on Thursday with Shawnee, and the session will be Rooted and Rising, a Be the Tree experience. So hopefully you guys will be here. I'm sure you guys will be here, and it's going to be really great. All right, I'm going to hand this over to Shan.
All right, so we invite all of you amazing women in the space to join us for our cohort 24 intro session for our Be the Tree program that's going to run from March 9th to June 29th this year. And so this is the 24th cohort. It's been around for some time where Shawnee has led this Rites of Passage program for women, the Be the Tree Rites of Passage program for women, who many of us have gone through as well, myself included. Athenia too, actually, in the space. Yeah, so we invite all the women, and you invite women in your life who you think would be interested in the program. And we have some upcoming dates as well for you all to join us. So the next one will be on February 21st. You can tune in and join an intro session and go through the 3 phases of womanhood and get an example of what the sessions will be like in order to make an informed decision as to whether or not you want to join this cohort. So we welcome you to join us. It's an amazing program of transformation. It's 4 months. You receive coaching, peer coaching. You have cluster calls where you are with your smaller group to discuss the work that you went over that week and apply it to your life. And it's an amazing sisterhood to be a part of that you have for the rest of your life. So please join us, and I'll drop the link in the chat.
Thank you, Shan.
You're
Thank
welcome.
you so much. All right. I'd like to say welcome. If there's anyone new in the space, thank you for being here. Thank you for sharing space with us today. And if you're new, just raise your hand or just write a comment in the chat, so we can say hi to you. And thank you to everyone who's been inviting their friends, their family, and anyone who they think that might enjoy what we do here. I'd like to say thank you to you as well. Please keep inviting, please keep sharing, spread the word so our community can grow larger and larger and larger. All right, so here's our schedule. So we are on from Sunday, Tuesday, and Thursday from 7 a.m. to 8:30, and on Monday and Wednesday from 7 a.m. to 7:30 a.m. You can find us we stream live on Facebook, and if you don't want to miss out on anything, please text Womb Nation to 74121 so you don't miss out on any updates. As always, thank you for being here. Thank you for coming back. And just so you don't miss out on anything, please register for our e-blast on the link here on the Pitly Wake Up Movement. Join our Facebook communities, both public and private. We Nation. Follow us on Instagram at Wake Up Everybody Virtual. Head over to YouTube to catch up on any sessions you might have missed out on or anything you might want to revisit because it just moved you that much. If you want to know more about Wake Up Series or have any questions or would like to be a facilitator, please just email info@wakeupseries@gmail.com. Okay, let me see if I'm missing out on anything. All right. Thank you all for joining us today. I'd like us to begin our love shower for Miss Athenia, everybody. All right, let's take it away, everyone. Thank you, Athenia, for all the things that you've said today, all the information that you shared.
Thank you so much, Athenia, for your expertise.
Thank you,
Always
Athenia.
enjoy
Thank you, thank you, thank
Kind and
you.
look good.
Thank you
Nice
so much.
red
Thank
lipstick.
you so much.
I learned more
Looking
about
great
Ireland.
today.
Here's somebody good.
Appreciate your
Understood. We
knowledge
got
and your
more.
dedication to
Thank you,
this
thank you, thank you,
community.
thank you, thank you, Athena. Thank
Always
you.
coming back and sharing with
Tips for
us. I
Athenia.
hope you have a blessed rest of the day. And we
Thank you.
love and
Thank
appreciate
you.
you, Athena.
Thank you. Love you all. Bye.
Happy New Year. It's Chinese New Year. We're going into Ramadan, Ash Wednesday. Enjoy everything. And
Yes,
don't
absolutely.
forget Ash Wednesday.
Tomorrow. Yes,
Ramadan Mubarak.
Please bless
absolutely.
me.
Ramadan Kareem.
Absolutely. Be blessed, everyone.